Again, hello everyone. So this is the demonstration of this video. So before we dive into the architecture, I want to address like a key engineering decision. See, following the successful validation of this project, I made the strategic choice to decommission the live AWS endpoint. I feel that in a production environment, managing the resource lifecycle and optimizing cloud spend is as critical as code itself. By tearing down, I think the live infrastructure post verification, I have adhered to cloud best practices, ensuring no idle compute costs. However, while the endpoint is offline, the system's entire digital twin, its logic, schemas, and state transitions have been preserved through this comprehensive documentation. So friends, I have created this documentation and I would like to tell you that it exceeds any project requirements. I have authored like around 11,000 words technical README that serve as a complete internal wiki for this system. I think it just isn't a summary, it's a deep dive into the why behind architectural choice. In this, my repository has majorly three main folders, and if I sum all the screenshots which are available on these three projects, I think it's around 64, and total words are like around 11,000. It took me like around 1 week to totally create this, and you must be wondering what could be the reason for such large documentation, because I feel that code is like only good for maintainability. Like if any person who wish to see my repository, if he visits this, I have designed is to be like production ready blueprint, that it shows that I just don't build just things, I architect, validate, and document to an industry level standard. So before I dive into my major project, I first like to tell you that what else my project offers. So basically in January 2026, I have started this internship. I entered AWS with like I have zero experience on this. I initially thought that it is just about some kind of services, but later I understood that it has real world infrastructure operate behind the scenes. I set up my AWS account and then I started by first learning about the EC2 instances. These are the basics of cloud computing. I have learned these in my classes. And then these the famous Amazon problem, then benefits of cloud. I have went to all my classes, and then I moved into my project. This is how I developed my account, and these are instances I have created like Windows, Linux, and Ubuntu instances, and I work in Linux. Working in on Linux was actually a big challenge. Executing commands, installing packages, and configuring service was a very big challenge for me. And I faced many issues while working on it. Sometimes permission denied errors, sometimes misconfigured inbound rules. So many were problems. These are how I created my Linux instances. And if you go through it, these are like ports which I have like used in creating of my web on this web page and running web services. I have fully documented with code, screenshot, with text, each and everything, whatever you need. Even if you want to create your own, you can just follow these steps and you can create your own services. So these were my part of my lab work related to my class. And after completing all these basics, I moved to my minor project. This was my first cloud project I got, and it is a very thoughtful project. If I would like to say about this project, that the idea which, if you listen, it looks very simple, like you just need to upload an image into a bucket, and then an event would get triggered via an event bridge, a process would happen, and then the resized image will go to another bucket. It looks very easy, but the architecture, like it's very, very complicated. If I like to see this architecture diagram, so actually it requires integration of multiple services: S3, Lambda, Event Bridge, IAM, CloudWatch, and integrating was like a really big task. Also, I faced errors in it, and it was really difficult for me initially to understand it. I faced like errors like records error, no such key, access denied kind of errors. So here it is the architecture diagram. If you see that it starts with a user, it uploads an image in its S3 bucket, and then event gets triggered via Amazon Event Bridge. Then trigger gets executed through AWS Lambda, it reaches it. Then actually what AWS Lambda problem has, that it doesn't have image resizing function. So it has pillow library in it which resizes, it loads it resizes the image, and then the resized image gets saved, and the whole progress is stored in CloudWatch log, and it sends log. Then the image moves from this part to the output bucket, and this CloudWatch stores all these related data into it. So this was my minor project, and it took me actually I think it is more difficult than the major project, because it requires you like even basic understanding of all those services which have been provided. So I have analyzed my failures, and when you read the documentation, you would find that actually it was really difficult for me, but I managed to complete this project, and it took me a really long time. It's a very, very long. This single folder has more than 33 screenshots, and it's like over thousands of words I have typed for myself, and it's very, very long. It has all the necessary thing which you need. This is the pillow actual work. It has everything what you need to see in this, and it's a very, very long documentation, as you can see. After this project really boosted my confidence, I thought that yes, I was ready for my major project. And though the problem statement of major project looks similar, but actually I found even while doing that, it's actually very easy. So as you can see, these are my like logs of minor project. I see how many times my project faced failures, and towards the end, it actually got succeeded. And these were like errors. I faced really errors in this project, and finally now I move into my major project for which you have came to this video. So this was like after completing my minor project, I came to it, and it is like my centerpiece of my internship was this major project. It is an intelligent hotel booking engine built on Amazon Lex. Okay, this project represent like significant evolution in my cloud journey. See, my minor project focus on data movement, but this project focus on NLU orchestration, natural language. So Lex is just a chat interface. It's a sophisticated deep learning service that use natural language understanding, and it like bridges the gap between human speech and data. And it is a part of the conversational AI. So here is how it is my main fold file, README file. It has one screenshot file. You can see all those screenshots with zoom in. You can clearly see the each and everything I have covered in this. And so now from start I will start like major project. And now like it's a very long uh, documentation of my work. And now like it starts with like what the problem is with the older kind of hotel booking systems, like traditional methods, like you need a receptionist and all those kinds of things, you need human interaction. So like I had like got a task like to implement that automation of that working of a receptionist in using the natural language a user interacts with this bot. And now this was like my main task. We have to create a chatbot using Amazon Lex, and its intent was like very straightforward. It needs to book a hotel. The user shows the intent. It provides it will one by one provide information. It needs to gather. It also needs to measure the conversational flow. It should not break down that conversation part. So it need to manage. It should have that logical part associated with it. So I think that it's not very difficult part of, but that slot kind of section, that integration of like logic, that how two humans interact. I need to implement that logic with this chatbot, that if a user came to it like it's asked to book a room, that it should work in that kind of way, that how a receptionist works. See, it has intent section, and intents are like user goal. See, our goal is clear. We need to book a hotel, right? So intent is a user goal, while utterances are like phrases that we need to train that NLU engine to recognize that goal. Okay, so these are like words which you users say. It activates our intent for our project. So these are the conversational flow implementation. So now it is now my implementation started. I get started. Like you can see here, it is create a bot section. You go to this, you choose a role, IAM role you need to choose. If you have like after going through like minor project section, these things were not like very difficult for me. And like the most difficult part after creating bot, like intent, this integration with the utterances and slots were like difficult. See, we need to make sure that it should be in a logical order. Like first the receptionist or our bot should need to confirm the types of room, then check-in date, then stay part. It needs to confirm all those kinds of things, isn't it? So we need to create these like on our choice, communication, etc. In my project, I've implemented more than 23 utterances. As you can see here, these were my utterances I have added like in my project, and everything is in GitHub. You just need to click on it and everything is at your fingertips. You can check it, you can create your own everything. It has slots. So it's a well documented kind of work. And again, like tell is more than 11,000 words I've added. So it's a really big. Now this is confirmation prompt. Like after like going through all your works, isn't it? So now it is kind of like prompt. These are kind of like after like gaining all the user related data. Now our bot is like it needs to mimic the work of a receptionist. Like it should provide thank you, or it should provide like you can choose your services next time, or you can need to confirm, sir, we can confirm that your booking, are you ready, or you need to change anything. Like these kind of interaction, it deals with it. So it's very necessary to include all those things. I have tried everything possible so that it should be close enough to that kind of thing. And I think it's very close to it for my perspective. The time which I have got like working into it, some of the services I felt like that generative AI part which I have not implemented. It is my custom bot, but that generative AI, like it, I think I felt like it will take some charges. It actually is my free tier account, so I skipped that part. So basically, so now this is loading is completed. So now that everything is completed, I think I will conclude this my video of this part. And I think in summary, I would like just to say that uh, it's not just a chatbot, and I never treat it like a chatbot. I always felt like that is it is a technical documentation. It is cloud native architecture, isn't it? A resource lifecycle management part of thing. And I've ensured that this system is not just built; it is fully auditable and production ready. And from my journey of internship, from zero cloud knowledge to like understanding such deep cloud concepts of autonomous, like automatic system, resilient system on AWS, like I have literally transformed myself. Like I'm trying my best for this work. And now in the end, I will go through like this final uh, start of this. So here is a draft version, is a testing of my bot. As you can see, the user starts with book a room, then the bot replies using the details which I provided, that it welcomes the user. It first starts trying to collect the data of kind of room which the user is interested. After like getting like kind of room services, now he demands like he starts again in which do you like to check in, then how many nights of stay, in the same logical order which we have provided earlier. Now it start to confirmation, this confirmation probably yes, you want to book or you want to change or like anything. Yes, the user replied yes, and then he replied your booking has confirmed, and then the rest of the knowledge. And this is like final closing prompt which our bot has provided. So this is a very simple demonstration of this video, and I think that I have covered each and everything. And if you just need to visit, see anything, and this is like conversation, very simple. It is conversational flow, and if you need anything, you just need to visit this repository, and you will get everything at your fingertips. That's it from my side. Thank you very much.